So yeah, I got a few logs fewer here right now. Ended up actually milling a lot more off camera than I intended to. Yeah, it's been really windy here, and last week we actually had the storm Dave that came from Great Britain and hit west of Sweden, and we had like 40 meters a second gusts around nearby where we lived. Now we luckily have a mountain just shielding us from the most of that blast, but it was pretty bad here too. Not any significant damage for us, but yeah. Anyways, so this is what I've accomplished so far. We've got some 5x5s, some 1x5s, and a couple of 2x5s, and all of that is for a project coming up. And we've got some of the cutoffs here that I'm still going to be using, and it's easier to show it once we get to that stage. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff there that might usually go to burning, but I have some good things you could do with this. And yeah, one of the logs was kind of a banana shaped one, and I figured that might make for good benches, and so I mocked it up here in some sawhorses and stuff. But yeah, we'll see what I do with that. Future project. Anyways, so the sawmill, again, is 30 years old. These plastic runners that sits in here and makes it slide on the sawmill thingy, they're probably original, and they're not in best shape, but hopefully it should be a new pair of those coming from Logosol in the mail today, I think. Hopefully by the end of the day. And also the new feeding line. The old one was, just show you. Yeah, the old one had a couple of breaks in a few spots, so there's some knots tying it together that limits the total usable length of it. So I'm really just a couple of inches to spare for the longest logs that I've been milling so far. I've been having some issue with the bolts holding the chainsaw blade, but I think I got that sorted now. So once I have the new plastic runners, we can figure that out, see if it works. And in the basement workshop, I just packed up a new diamond stone combo, double-sided with a strop. Like, one of the problems I've been having with hand tool woodworking is that the diamond stones I had before were completely worthless. I mean, they were the cheapest ones I could find on Amazon when I bought them, and they were fine in the beginning, but now, like 2 years later, I think they're just worn out and useless, and they're going in the trash. And hopefully this should be a better one. So this is the Empower one. You might have seen the bigger brother of this set, who has the what's it called? The set with a thingy. Yeah, exactly. You understand what I say. You see the picture. I can't talk. So yeah, hopefully this should provide a better result. Make it easier to sharpen my hand planes and chisels and stuff. And one good thing is that this is not flexible like the other plates. So, because when you sharpen something, it's nice if you can't bend the thing you're sharpening. I don't know. It just feels like it should be rigid. Also, I had these pieces of alder here. I hinted at this in my last video if you saw that, but that project is scrapped. Things weren't going well. The sharpening of the plane was one thing, and a lot of things. But anyways, I just wasn't feeling the project, and I wasn't going to power through the project just to get the video done. So I'm not doing this for the sake of videos. I'm doing this for the sake of being creative and having fun. And if I'm not having fun doing it, I'm not going to do it. So this project was scrapped, which meant that there was no video on my main channel last week. So maybe I can get one out next week. I have a different thing I want to try to build, and we'll see. But yeah, let's give this a try and see how this sharpening stone works, if it's any better. So yeah, I have the Veritas sharpening jig thing. Supposed to use this lapping compound, aren't you? Oops. Because this bottom thing here is not like a anti-friction pad. This is strop, so it's not. Still slides so hard. This is one of the. I need to build something maybe for this to hold it. But yeah, I can immediately hear the actually engaging the plate a lot more. This sounds like it's actually doing something. Now I did cheap out and went with the double-sided one instead of a one that has different grits next to each other. So at least it's not going to be worse than what I had. Yeah, I mean that's a significant improvement of what I was able to achieve before. So yeah, that's been a brief update of what's going on in my shop for the past 2 weeks. A little bit of sawmilling and very little in the actual wood shop. So hopefully in the coming weeks we can get more done. But looking forward to trying out more stuff being properly sharp and trying to find something nice to do that can just be a project you do. I do enjoy the sawmilling though, that's very satisfying. But I'm not sure that makes good content in the type of sawmilling I do anyways. It's not very interesting compared to like the big 6-foot oak logs that some people are sawing. So having a small pine log isn't very interesting. But anyways, I think that's it for this week, and I will see you guys in the next one.